Hello and welcome to this tutorial video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how to find simple interest, and they are quite very simple. We have got two formulas here. One is to find the only interest for a particular period, and one is the total value after a particular period. Now, this formula I is equal to PV into I, PV into R into T calculates the interest earned in a particular period at a particular interest rate over a present value. Okay, so this PV is the present value. So this is the amount basically you are going to borrow from someone. R is the interest rate, and this should be annual. T is the time, but the time period for which you are going to borrow this money. This should be in year. Now, in case if this R is annual and this R is monthly interest rate and T is given in years, then either rate should be converted to year or time should be converted to month. These two should have followed the same unit. Okay, I'll talk about this later in detail. Now, to find the interest earned on a particular value, that is present value that you are going to borrow, all you have to do is multiply the present value with the interest rate and with the time period. So multiplication of these three will result in the interest rate earned or given to a particular bank. Now, if you are interested to find that if you are borrowing some money and what is the total value that you are going to return, in that case you need to use this formula PV into 1 plus R into T. PV is present value, the one you are going to borrow, into 1 plus R. R is again annual interest rate and T is time in years. Okay, so just have a look on this example. Now let us say I'm going to invest 20,000 rupees for 10 years at an annual interest rate of 12% in a company. Now, what will be the return considering the company is offering simple interest? So in my case, the present value that I'm going to invest is 20,000, and since I'm going to invest this, so that means it is a negative amount for me because this is going to be deducted from my account as of now. This is the time, and time is given 10 years. Annual interest rate is 12. So you can see the interest rate 12% is per year and time is also in year. So it is fine. Now, how to calculate interest? As we talked about, I is equal to PV into R into T. So I'm going to type equal to present value into R into T. So this is the interest, and since I'm supposed to receive this amount against my investment, so I'm going to multiply this by negative, and therefore I'm going to earn 24,000 as interest by investing 20,000 for 10 years at an annual interest rate of 12%. So this is the only interest. So what will be the total return that I'll get? It should be equal to 20,000, that means my investment, and plus the interest rate. So I can calculate that by equal to PV, which is this one, multiply by open parenthesis 1 plus R is this one, multiply by T, which is this one, and I'm going to close the bracket. And again, this is negative because PV is negative, so I'm just simply going to multiply this by negative. Okay, so this is what I will get against my investment of 20,000 overall. So it includes 20,000 as my investment and 24,000 as interest. Now let's take an example of this one. In this case, again, I'm going to invest 20,000 for 10 years, but this time the interest rate is monthly interest rate, which is 1.5%, and the time I'm going to calculate is given in year. So either I can convert this into month or I can convert this into year. So I'm going to convert this into year, and then I'll use this value to calculate my interest and return. So PV is going to be 20,000. R is going to be 1.5 into 1.5 into 12 because the year has total 12 months. I forgot to mention the equal to sign beforehand. Okay. So that means overall 18% interest rate will be there annually because monthly interest rate is 1.5% and the total time period is 10 years. Okay, and again it's very simple, and you can see that I'm keeping it positive so that I do not need to keep minus sign here again. So to find the interest, again type equal to PV into R into T, enter. So this is the interest that I'm going to earn over 10 years at a monthly interest rate of 1.5%. And similarly, to find the return, type equal to PV into open parenthesis 1 plus R into T close parenthesis, enter, and there you have it, 36,000 as interest and plus 20,000 that you have investment. So in total you will get 56,000. Alright, so I hope it makes it out clear. Even if you have some, feel free to post your query as comment. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thank you.